do I find out what the impact is going to be of the sign on my business, school, church, whatever? What are the variables, or what are the ways that they can look at, their future and kind of take out the crystal ball and say, once I have the sign up, these are the numbers that I'm working with, or this is how it works. I know it has to do with traffic, obviously, but you guys got that kind of down to a science from what I understand. So I wanted to get you to give just a brief overview of that so people understand how it's done.
Yeah, several years ago, the SBA did a study, and I don't really use it a lot because I actually thought it sounded too good. But they said that LED signs, if used properly, would improve sales for a business by 10 or 15%. And I think I'd feel very comfortable with 10%. Typically, if you improve somebody's business 10%, the ROI is going to be about 9 months. So, and we see a lot of ROIs under a year. So that's good. But I mean, it's, I think helping them understand the cost per month, cost per day will, back to a different Subway guy. I'm not a big Subway person, but one of the ones we sold, the guy figured out his cost per day was $17. He was going to lease the sign for $500 a month, so it's about $17 a day. And he's like, $17 a day. I forget what the number he said, how many lunches or sandwiches, but it wasn't very much. It was like he'd have it covered before the halfway point in lunch every day. So, that's one of the things. But 10%. I mean, if for restaurants doing $1.5 million, 10%, $150,000. I mean, I don't know what their margin is, but it's, there's at the end of the day, Bob, there's a reason you see all these signs out there.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And it's, radio, TV, newspaper, those forms of advertising just don't really work as much. You look at online advertising, that's expensive, but most businesses are very particular about where they set up if they're going to rely on income, traffic, people coming in off the street. And after all this time, it amazes me still today how a business will be there for 25 years and they put an LED sign up and somebody walks in and says, "Oh, how long have you been here?" And frankly, the owners actually get upset. They're like, "We've been here for a long time."
Right. Of course. Yeah. They're like, "We've been here forever." What I don't hear, though, on the other side of that, what we don't hear, I can only speak for what we've seen and heard, but we've never heard of a company, church, school, municipality, doesn't matter, the sector really. If someone has owned an LED sign for their organization, they don't go backwards. You know what I mean? They don't go backwards to just a regular old, panel sign or something like that. If anything, they upgrade. They go to a higher definition, full color, whatever, maybe larger.
Well, we actually have an upgrade program that helps offset the price if somebody has gotten bitten by a poor quality sign, or if they just have an old monochrome sign that's worn out. So I think in Florida last year, I want to say between 25 and 30% of our sales was replacement signs. And although some of the people have some remorse and they're not happy that their sign doesn't look good anymore, they spent money, they always say, well, while the sign worked, it got us more business. So, I mean, like you said, I mean, nobody questions whether it's going to help or not.
Right. I think that's helpful because so many people hear the one-off stories. Everyone's got a success story for their product. So, the question is just, what are you going to pick and how and why? And I think we've answered a lot of those questions today. So really do appreciate your time, Chris. If there's anything that you would like to say or add to kind of send us home, let us know.
No, I guess in closing, all I would say is, there's a lot of options out there. They all work the effectiveness, there's a range of the effectiveness, and it just, do the due diligence, like I said, and make sure, the expectation is in line with what they're actually going to get. And, the LED, on-premise LED advertising works, no question.